the president's, I think it was like the president's granddaughters or something like that. And in one of them, like the final game, it was one of the players' kids. Ain't gonna be nobody.
Listen, I'll sweep the floors at the basketball game. Okay?
No.
She's like, as long as it's at the basketball game.
Yes.
I don't want to sweep them.
Because once I'm in there, they can't really.
You can hand off a towel. How about that?
I'll do anything to get those basketball games. Okay.
I will roll in the basketball.
No, they are. No, people are Airbnb. Like, you can come and sleep on my couch.
I was just about to say. I can
They actually do that. Like, my friend found like their places. Like, I'm gonna be in my bedroom, but you can sleep on my couch.
Right.
You're not coming sleeping on my couch now. No.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't do that. I would Airbnb my whole place and then go find somewhere else to stay.
One family member has a house. One family member has a house, and you have, let's say, you have 3 sisters. Each one of y'all have a house. One of them everyone comes to stay at my house, and we can Airbnb the other 2 houses and split the profit.
Y'all hear that, y'all?
I don't know if the profit would be worth it.
Tips from the Divas. Side hustle tips for Olympics 2028.
LA's pretty big, and everybody's gonna be.
And they said they try 2 things that they're trying to get businesses to be like, okay, let people work from home during those 15 days or whatever.
They're gonna have to.
And also no parking. So they're
trying to get everything
public transportation.
You take the metro to everything.
Yes.
They better get the metro together.
I was gonna say the metro don't go everywhere.
Yeah, the metro doesn't go everywhere.
The newsman was like, "Why are you fixing up the house just when the guests are coming? Why you should be fixing it up already? It should be fixed up already."
Hey, whatever gets it done, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Okay, I'm just pouring my drink.
All right.
You know you'll be in a reel, right?
Okay. You ain't saying nothing but a word.
I said a couple of words.
All right.
All right.
Are we good?
I think so. Are we going to do an intro?
All right, let's go. And hi, and welcome to Date with the Divas. So our videos caught your attention, huh? Well, thank you for clicking on us. And since we know you'll love us, do us a favor and click on that subscribe button if you haven't already. And while you're at it, you might as well like this video and click on that notification bell so you never miss out on our greatest videos. Now that you are officially part of the entourage, because you know you click that subscribe button, hint, hint. Entourage, please welcome our newest subscribers. Write in those comments. And now everyone else, let's grab those beverages of choice.
Because the Divas are what, y'all?
A sure thing.
And with that, I'm going to get us into tonight's topic. We going to stay on the 2024 Olympics. I know it's over, but we only record on Wednesdays. So we going to catch y'all up on the drama that happened since the last time we put an episode out. All right. First off, we got to talk about this Jordan Chiles situation. Are y'all familiar with it, Divas?
Ma'am.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So recap for anybody who's been probably living under a rock or not interested in gymnastics or the Olympics. Jordan Chiles is a gymnast. She was on the U.S. Gymnastics team. And she won a bronze in the final floor exercises, or so we thought. So what happened was she was doing her routine, and once all of the scores went in, her coach noticed that her routine had not been scored correctly. So she was originally scored ranked 5th behind there was the Brazilian gymnast, sorry, let me get her name, Rebecca Andrade was gold, Simone Biles, USA, was silver, and then we had 2 Romanian gymnasts in 3rd and 4th place. My apologies, I don't have everybody's name.
Barbusa and Manaka.
Barbusa and Manaka, okay. Was Barbusa 3rd or 4th? Barbusa was 4th?
Barbusa was Third.
Okay. Barbosa was third. So she was, if you were watching, she was toting her flag because she thought she was going to get her bronze medal. But then Jordan Childs' coach realized that Jordan's score routine wasn't scored correctly. So there's like there's difficulty points that they get for the moves in the routine. And one of her moves, the judges didn't give her the correct points for the difficulty. So coach went and contested the score. Judges, it was ruled, my bad, our bad. We did not score it right. She moves up to third place. So for those who were watching, Childs was on the floor, kind of on the sidelines, and she sees her name come up in third. She's celebrating. Of course, the Romanian girl is crushed because she's out there literally celebrating with her flag. And it's like, okay, it comes back that she is not in third. So we had the infamous all Black girl podium with, again, the young lady from Brazil, Rebecca Andrade, Simone Biles, and Jordan Childs. Simone Biles and Jordan Childs were bowing down to Rebecca. So we get this famous photo here. But of course, the Romanian
picture. Can I just say that
I love this picture, and I love that we got it cemented in history. Like they can never take that away from us.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a medal,
that was what Queen Latifah, UNITY.
Yes,
that's nice.
Yes, we got this famous picture, but the Romanians weren't happy. So that was on Monday that that the competition took place. The following day, the Romanian Prime Minister announced on Facebook that he would not be attending the closing ceremony following the scandalous situation in gymnastics where athletes were treated in an absolutely dishonorable manner. That's according to his Facebook. Right, exactly. And that the source for that was newsweek.com. And then also, I'm not sure if this was, I assume this was after or when, sometime during Tuesday, the Romanians appealed to the Olympic Committee that the original appeal by Jordan Childs' coach was done beyond the 1 minute mark. So you have 1 minute. You have 1 minute after the scores to appeal. And so she appealed 1 minute and 4 seconds after. So she missed that deadline by 4 seconds. Romanians complained about that. So the Olympic Committee said, okay, we're going to restore the original order. That's placing Jordan Childs back in 5th behind the 2 Romanians. So people are like, wait a minute. She appealed the same day, maybe 4 seconds later. And it was y'all's fault because you scored it wrong. But now, because Romanians appealed the next day, we're going to go ahead and restore that order. And Jordan Childs has to give back her bronze medal. So people are saying that it's not fair. Now, before I get y'all's opinions, divas, let me go ahead and quote my sources. NBCnews.com, APnews.com, Newsweek.com. All right, divas, chime in.
I just have a quick question because I thought the U.S. Olympics appealed it again and said they actually have proof that they did it within the adequate time, and that's what they're saying that it was wrong. But actually, under 45 seconds or something. There was something they were in the minute time frame. There was something that they provided even after that.
But that's what I understand is even though they appealed it, that's what I thought is even though they appealed that and saying, oh no, we did make it in time, it was like, nah, boo.
Yeah, they're not accepting that. That's what I thought. And that's where
Wait,
I
what? Okay, I didn't hear that part.
I thought I heard that. I can see if I can find that.
I mean, there's a lot of different stories going around, so that could be right. But it's like, if that's the case, then that really is messed up because
so they scored her incorrectly. Yeah, they scored her incorrectly, and she should take that 5th place as opposed to coming into 3rd. But you made the error. You acknowledge the fact that you made the error. You corrected the error, and because some big diplomat is complaining, So we're gonna take back a medal. Either you give them both a medal, or you know what? So bad, too bad, so sad.
So ultimately, right, the score. So like I'm just saying, I'm just so for clarity, right? So they put, okay, she got a 10, but really she got a 7, and then they realized that, and then they were like, oh my bad, you got a 7, so we got to push you backwards. So, right? Is that
the other way around? So say she got a 7, it was I don't think I wrote the I don't think I wrote the actual
whatever
scores
the error was, the score would
change. Exactly.
Her
So she
score
was
would
at
have
like a
been higher.
13.66, and then it raised her up. It raised her up to be a 0.1, which put her a slither. So she was a slither behind them, but when they changed the percentage, the decimal of her difficulty level, that put her at a 0.1, which made her like maybe 0.6 of a point higher than the
but
third.
That was the error. She was supposed to be up, not
she should have been up
exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
because I was like, if her score was down already, then why you?
No, they corrected it to the right score. But then there was the hoopla from the Romanians, and they came back and the Romanians said, "Oh, you didn't
do it in
the
time.
US didn't appeal it in time." They didn't.
Right. And let me just tell you, I found a source, apnews.com stated that the US gymnasts disputed the timing, saying the statement Sunday, they appealed it at 47 seconds. It was time step video evidence at 47 seconds. And then after the score is posted, followed by a second statement, 55 seconds after the score was originally posted. So they were in time. I think the issue is that the Olympics, the Romanians went to court and the court made a decision, and they're not trying to go against the court's decision. They didn't allow for the US to put their evidence now, because the court made this decision saying take the
So where did the back. 1 minute, I wonder, and I'm asking this.
That's the 1 minute was what Romanians said.
They said
they
didn't have to submit any evidence showing.
I think that's what the timekeeper wrote down, like the time. But when they had recorded evidence, it showed that they wrote down the incorrect time.
Okay.
But y'all just doing everything wrong, Olympics.
Exactly. It just seems very suspicious.
So now they have to.
They should give both of the girls the medal.
Thank you, Andres. Everyone, you get a bronze. Everybody get a bronze.
What were you saying, Marilyn?
I thought it was 3. Maybe I was wrong. I thought it was 2 Romanians were tied, and then Jordan.
So one of the Romanians.
Or I missed
Michelle.
No, it was the complaint was the original 4th person that was just above Jordan. They were saying she was deducted for stepping out of bounds. So she was deducted a 1/10 of a point, which made her below the 3rd person. But if you review the video, I guess a famous Romanian gymnast, Nadia Comăneci, she pointed out that the girl was actually inbound, so that the judges improperly took that deduction from her.
Question, did they appeal within a minute of that score?
No, they appealed. She appealed later on.
So she was saying there were 2 injustices.
It's a mess. They need to redo it.
The Romanians are
just give everybody a medal and call it
for gymnastics.
Give everybody a medal and learn a lesson from it.
Get some better judges.
To give us, get better judges, and don't give out the scores too quickly. Take
well,
your
clearly
time
those judges had an issue. They were just very pretentious, pretentious and stupid. Clearly, you know. But I think again, like Andres said, clearly there were several errors throughout the process. How about we wipe the slate clean, and everybody gets a bronze?
But then that sets a precedence.
It does.
It also makes
the precedence was already set by their
higher.
Yeah.
I say make those 3 girls, 3, 4, and 5. I'm not going to say who was 3, who was 4, who was 5.
Gotcha.
Compete again, and then settle it.
Settle the score.
Let's go back. All right, back to Paris.
Let's get ready to rumble.
I mean, there is no real fair way, I think, to really rectify the situation. It sucks all around. you know.
I think
it
the fair
sucks.
way is to look at the time. If the time was, I mean, if the time was a valid time, then they should stick to it. I mean, if that's
because
right.
I say if they went to court
Mhm.
and the judge or whomever, whatever court this is, said, okay, this is it. Well, then if you went to court, then you should be able to appeal, right? When you appeal, here's what you got, and then
Right.
And they're not letting them do that.
I
They're
think
upholding the court's decision.
the point that they're missing is that Jordan earned that
Yes.
position,
Yes.
her medal.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Yes.
like she stole it
And they
or
admitted
she was
Exactly.
improperly awarded. They just miscalculated
right.
the
Right.
And it's clear.
score.
Because
Yeah.
it's not up to Jordan to protest the score.
right.
She has to depend on other people to do that in a timely manner. So I just feel like she's being penalized for other people's mistakes.
I think so, yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
But even though it wasn't a mistake, her coach appealed in the right amount of time. That's the piece
So
that's really
more of the
Well, that
judging.
appears to be debatable.
well. I mean, if they have video evidence, they're just not accepting it in the court. I'm just
Well,
saying.
my point is either way, whether the coach did it too late, that's not Jordan's fault.
Exactly.
Yeah,
She
I
did what
agree.
she was supposed to do, and the judges were the one that made the error regardless.
Yeah. I
And they
mean,
need to correct that error.
yeah.
Because-
And then
now-
I do feel bad for the girl running around with the flag thinking she had the
Yeah.
that's
Right.
terrible too. You know?
Well,
Right.
it happened in the track too, right? Remember?
Thank you. With Jamaica and United States with the foot in the torso. I'm like, and then you hear him say, really? Nah.
Well,
You a track runner, you know that you're supposed to lean when you go across. They tell you that from day one.
What is it, Lava?
yes. Well, Jordan
that's
does
track
have to
101.
return her medal. What did you gonna say, Lavelle?
I said that's track 101.
Jordan does have to return her medal. However, our unofficial Olympic champion, Flavor Flav, has offered to make her a bronze clock medallion. I think he did. I think I saw a picture of it on
Yes,
on
he gave it to the
socials
sister, I think.
today. So
Because that's the same as an Olympic medal.
It's not, but you know, the sentiment is there.
Thank you. I give him respect for doing it because he didn't have to.
Exactly. The
Because
sentiment is
that's the
there.
same thing.
And she knows she's the people's champ. And she really won. And the fact that this new to me evidence that Marilyn brought up that it was within the 1 minute, that's just really shady, and it just shows how much politics is getting into the Olympics.
I'm feeling the Jesse Owens moment.
I thought they still had to appeal to the United States wasn't going to let it go. And there's another court, the Swiss court.
That's what I thought too.
Bring it to.
I think I did read that there were like some like more appeals. So I didn't know exactly where it stood today. I mean, last I heard was she was supposed to get a medal back. I don't know. I don't even know how that works. Did somebody officially come to her house? Because she had already left, you know.
I think they're gonna send her a box. She's gonna be appealing this. We're gonna see her get her.
My thing is this.
If they take
It
it back
could
from her,
take years.
and they give it back, you see how they were giving other people their medals years and years later. Like one lady got the actual gold medal because one of the women that in the event she was tested positive for drugs, enhancement drugs, and so it was
I think that was 4 years ago.
Later, yeah, or how many years later? Hopefully that, I mean, if she has to return it, she will be.
But it's not the same.
It's not. But how about this? How about you gonna have to try and get it from me?
Thank you. You know where
I think the thing is, she's never gonna be. They won't record it. An Olympic medalist, and I think that's more important
in the history books, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
well,
I
I
get
think
it.
hopefully she'll win the appeal. That's the whole key, that I think, in that she'll still be listed as the Olympic medalist. Bronze.
Yeah. Well, Divas, thank you for your opinions. Entourage, you know what to do. Drop down in the comments. Let us give us your opinions. Excuse all my fluff ups tonight. It's a little late, y'all. All right. We're gonna stay on the Olympic topic. you know we got to talk about Raygun and the breakdancing. So, ladies, you guys talked about breakdancing about 2 weeks ago. Alicia was hosting. I was not part of the episode, but
Jennifer.
Yes, Jennifer, who really ain't here tonight. If you drop down in them comments, I'm all over them comments because I was watching and talking to the TV and just commenting down there with y'all. So before I get into the story, let me get into my sources, yahoo.com and thesun.com. So Raygun is the Australian Olympic big girl that has been all over the internet. People are making memes and making fun of her and stuff. But let's get into her history a little bit. Her name is Rachel Gunn, hence the big girl name Raygun. She's a 36-year-old lecturer at Marquee University in Sydney, whose research focuses on the cultural politics of breaking. She represented Australia in the Olympics. She lost 3 of the battle rounds that she was in, all 3 of the battle rounds. She did not earn any points. How do you go to the Olympics and earn 0 points? Goose egg.
She didn't even get a point for writing her name correctly.
A point for showing up. Okay, so Raygun does have a background in dancing. Before she got into breaking, she had experience with ballroom dancing, jazz, hip hop, salsa, and tap. She met her husband, Samuel Free, at the University of the Marquee University of Sydney. I believe that's where they met at that university. And he introduced her to breakdancing in 2008. He is a breakdancer himself, and he is still her coach. Fun fact, say it again.
Nothing.
Okay.
I'm ready to jump in. I'm just waiting. I just got a question.
Fun fact, he is also a breakdancer. He was supposed to go to the Olympics, but he had some kind of injury. So he settled for coaching her. Gunn qualified for the Olympics, excuse me, by winning the WDSF Oceania Breaking Championships, which were held in Sydney in October 2023.
How many contestants were in there? Because if she was the best,
and so I feel like I was watching an Instagram video today that said there were probably not a lot of contestants, and a lot of the contestants weren't true like break dancers, because like this federation was the only vehicle to the Olympics, but a lot of people were not really like.
And she was considered a break dancer?
Say it again.
And she was considered a break dancer?
She was within this competition.
So, yeah, I mean, I think the way you had to qualify was all the countries held a competition, and the winner of that competition that got
moved on.
I'm sorry. I know you need to finish this, but
there are some protests. So some people are saying that there could be some kind of scandalous things going on behind the scenes. So some people are saying the Australian Associated Press claimed that her husband was one of the judges for the qualifying event.
But there's no proof of that.
But there is no proof of that, because I did watch an Instagram video today that said her husband was not listed as one of the qualifiers.
And one judge is not going to get you through.
Right. And then other people are saying that she and her husband were on the committee that formed this organization that you had to win the competition through. However, there's no real evidence to back that. So, all right, we all know what happened. Marilyn, you dying to jump in. Let's start with your questions.
I'm just confused, because I'm like, That's why I wanted to know, did she actually compete against anybody?
So
yeah,
and then remember last time you was like, Mom, I want to do breakdance.
When y'all was like, no, I'm sure these are people that have been doing it all their lives, and it's not
but
just walk up there.
So,
and it's
well,
so
the
imagine
men,
if you had-
I didn't watch the women's, but the men's was on point.
I agree with Antrice. I wasn't able to watch the B girls, but I did watch the B boys, and it was entertaining.
It was
and
fire.
they were entertaining, and they were athletic.
And there were some good B girls. I tried to watch a little bit. I actually watched more the women than the men just because it was the day before. And I tried to watch a little bit of it because we had covered it, and because its inaugural year, I was like, oh, this is a part of history. I want to be able to say, like, I watched the first I watched the first breakdancing.
Maybe the only
it was a part of history, all right.
But do you feel like she made a mockery of the sport, or do you feel like she was being true to her art?
But the thing is, I guess also, I think, with some of what was put out there was that, so if you have a high level of artistry as it relates to breakdancing, so you have these number 10s, right? Mm-hmm. And the number 10s are like, nah, we're not about that life. The number 9s are not about that life. The number 8s are not about that life. And the number 7s are not about that life. So you come in as a number 4 when all the top tier people are not competing, and you seem great because the 4s and belows are performing. So they're looking at the, so I'm only
I could have won with my.
You know what I'm saying?
Not in the men's competition.
So maybe the fact that top tier people were just looking at it like, nah, son.
And I think that could really be a part of it too. I mean,
why was that only true of the women's?
I mean,
so the women who medaled, you guys didn't think they were good? Is that what we're saying?
In my opinion, overall, from what I saw of the women, it was I don't think I even watched the people that medal. There was one girl that I really liked, Logistics from USA. And I remember her name because I took a screenshot of a pose that she did and posted it on my stories because it was just kind of crazy. Like the pose that she was doing. She was like in a back bend and holding her legs in like a figure 4. And so I was like, oh, this is cool. So I wanted to post a picture of it and I wanted to tag her. And I know she wasn't the winner. I'm not sure if she medaled. I think there was some good competition in the women's, but I think we're seeing, and I don't know, because Joe, I know you watched it. I know you texted us, sent us a message while you were watching it and you were like, I'm over it. Mm-hmm. I think we're seeing a lot of Raygun, and we're not seeing a lot of the people that were actually good.
So they even got her on the streets afterwards, like performing again. I'm like, I don't want to see her.
Right. And I think it's kind of a shame that like the videos of her have taken over, because it's like there were actually good people, and I understand that she's more into the art of it and she's a researcher. It's like sometimes when you research stuff, it doesn't make you a professional at it.
Well, it's sort of like a researcher and a professor. Some people teach and some people investigate.
Exactly. And some people teach and some people do. But I think also she was talking about her artistic side, and there was that move. I don't know if y'all seen the overlay where there's a comedian talking about what she's doing, and he was like, kangaroo. Mm-hmm. She was doing that on purpose to represent Australia. She was looking like a kangaroo to represent Australia. So it's like, okay, I get it. There's artistry in it, but if you're not in it for the sport, don't enter a sports competition.
Like, this is the main event.
Do a showcase where you can show your artistry and be like, this is my artsy B girl stuff.
Antrice, you disagree? You have feelings?
I feel like it's unfortunate that the women's breakdancing overshadowed the conversation, because I like I said, I only watched the men's and I thought it was spectacular. I found it very, aside from being entertaining, the stuff those guys were doing with their bodies was incredible. Mm-hmm. And so it's unfortunate, but I just think with a lot of these sports, one gender kind of overshadows the other in of talent. Like I feel like it happens with gymnastics that
Right.
focus on the women.
Exactly.
Soccer, basketball.
Breakdancing, it's more of the male sport. So I mean, it's just the way it shakes out with the Olympic sports. It seems like to me.
Yeah, with any sports, really.
And I kind of felt the competition was long. Like
I
between
felt
the
that
two
too.
individuals, I felt it was a like.
So with the women, did they do the battles?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, why are we battling? Like, what's going on here? Like,
I think that was their attempt to make it street, like with the
it
with
wasn't
the
street.
round
You got this
stage.
pretty mat with the beautiful circles on it.
So, Antrese, would you have liked to see at least the men's breakdancing in 2028?
Yes, I really thought it was good.
Joe, I know you
No,
didn't.
no, I think it was a joke.
It was great. And those guys, I mean, how are they less athletic than the gymnasts?
No, a lot of that stuff is like kind of takes the same strength.
Yes.
As gymnastics,
I agree.
And I know that it's a lot of people are talking about it, art versus sports, but I was paying a lot more attention to this Olympics than I think any other Olympics that I have in the past. And there are a lot of artsy things. Like I discovered the artistic swimming. I was like, oh, that's really
that
cool.
was really entertaining.
Yeah. And then the rhythmic
gymnastics. You gotta hold your breath underwater for all that time.
Oh my God. And then they gotta keep
with another person underwater.
Yes.
Above water.
Come on now.
And you gotta keep afloat. She was underwater.
But even like you said, like their top is doing this, but their feet is doing all of this at the same, and they're looking at both. And then their hair. How they get their hair and they put that whole
gelatin mixture,
that gorilla glue on there.
Yes. I got afraid when I first saw that. I was like, that glue in there?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I had a newfound respect for them.
I feel like, Marnie, to answer your question, breakdancing should be given the opportunity to evolve.
I think so too.
In the Olympics.
Yeah, like I said last time, they need more time to figure out how is it that we're going to score these people, and what is it that we need to see? You must do, and it was just. I know this is the first time, but this is the main event. We can't figure it out now.
They just literally did this.
Sexy chocolate.
I think they had. I would say they knew what they were looking for as far as the judges, but it's filtering out.
It's not
what kind of breakdancing should we see on the stage? Should we see on the Olympic stage?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I promised y'all, Entourage, I will watch, because I was going to speak on both sides of my mouth, and I told you it was going to be bad, but I was going to watch.
But you got to, anything that starts out, you get better, right? You get better.
I hope so.
I mean, I know they've already announced that it's not coming back for 2028. Maybe they'll bring it back again, because I know there's some sports
it's not
for
coming
2028.
No.
Yeah,
no.
there are some sports that are coming back to 2028.
But it was only bid for that. They already bid in advance about
sport,
they were going to have.
They couldn't accommodate it with all the
exactly
other sports that they had there.
So what they're doing is other sports have been initiated.
Yeah.
So lacrosse is one of those. I think flag football is another one that's supposed to be.
And then cricket.
Cricket,
after 125 years.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they'll bring it back at some point, and
I'm good.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it was a little long, the full day, but I enjoyed watching the men.
Do you think they were showing more of it? Because, well, I guess they did have. I'm like, maybe they were showing more of it because it was like the first time and they thought they would get more viewers. Like, I don't know, because other sports, like, they kind of chop it up, right? Like, they won't show us everything. So maybe that's why it seemed a little long. Like, oh, okay, we're going to show everybody. Or maybe they should just make it a team thing. I don't know.
I probably
want
would have enjoyed it better if it was like, okay, you got 6 people, and
right.
let's do this. You know,
And if
Yeah,
it was
maybe if
you
it
got
was a team,
served,
actually you say that
you
like
got
you gotta
served.
say like you got served
Yeah.
like a battle. So it was a battle. It's
You
right,
would have
more
enjoyed
battle.
it better if you had watched the men's, Joe.
I did watch the men's.
Oh, you
I
did, and you didn't find it entertaining?
It was okay, but I was to a point. I was just like, okay, I'm good.
You're not moved. You weren't moved by
I
it.
wasn't like.
I don't
okay,
think that this was well thought out, and I don't.
And I do appreciate, like, I do believe, I agree with you, Antrice. Like, their athleticism was great.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, and now unfortunately, from what I'm going to say is, I expected that from them. But
It's an artistry.
it was like, okay, I'm good. It's enough.
Yeah, I mean, it was entertaining. I'd like to see it come back.
With a lot of the sports, though. I'm like, okay, okay.
Like you get so excited, and then you're like, okay, I'm over it. I'm doing something else.
Well, I mean, for the first time I saw steeplechase. Did you guys see that? Where
no, what's that?
They run around the track, right, over obstacles. They're just big hurdles, right? And then one of the obstacle is like a puddle of water. They jump over the hurdle into a puddle of water. I mean, it's basically, women jumping over hurdles, but it mimics like when you have horses going over obstacles like that. I was like, okay. So I watched it for like the 2 laps. I'm like, okay, I'm over this. Next.
Steeplechase. I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Like they literally fell over. I saw them fall into the water. It was very interesting. Yeah, I mean, because it's a long jump. You jump up. Hopefully you land on it, and then you have the leg strength to jump past the water. But depends on how long the race is and where your legs are at that time. You probably tired. You landed in the water, so now you got wet tennis shoes or wet shoes, running in wet socks and feet, along with the sweat.
Interesting. It's like, how we come up with some of these games? Somebody was jumping in a puddle after the rain. It was like,
horses can do it. We can do it too.
Entourage, drop down in the comments. Let us know what you think. Did you watch breakdancing? Would you like to see breakdancing come back in a future Olympics? Do you think that Raygun made a mockery of something that could have been good and she is just taking over and giving it the wrong name? Were you expecting you got served and got what's the other movie? Live Your Dreams.
Save the Last Dance.
Save the Last Dance.
Messed up my own joke.
You come to me, I come to you.
All right, y'all. As always, it's been fun hanging with y'all. That's all we got for tonight. Cheers.
Cheers.